from rich to still rich, you don't really learn to be grateful for what you have. From poor to being poor still, you still feel like shit. From going from rich to poor, that's like the absolute worst case scenario. Now you have less than what you had. Now you feel like absolute shit. But from going poor to rich, you see the worst and the best of the whole world. And then you start to really feel grateful for everything that you've achieved. That is why I'm grateful for being broke. That's why I'm grateful for living poor my whole life. That is why I'm grateful for having to go to a cupboard, for my mom to go to a cupboard, and for me to eat free food that really didn't taste good. That's why I'm grateful for almost going to a homeless shelter when I was really young. That's why I'm grateful for being broke. I am grateful for so many things that are actually good quality, and I just honestly would not feel the same way. I feel like if I was never on self-improvement or I was always rich. A lot of these fitness YouTubers or a lot of these fitness influencers on TikTok and Snapchat, they all have a similarity in which they've all kind of come from high income families. That's why they've been able to create such a good physique in the first place. I'm not saying all of them, but that's how a lot of them are. They've been gifted the ability to do a lot of certain things because their parents made a lot of good income. But they've always had that life. They've always had everything. I don't want to say everything that they wanted, but they've always had leverage in their life. But a lot of people that are broke, like us, you and I both, like, we have not had that same experience. And that's who I want to be. I want to be someone that people can look up to and, be one of those influencers, but also be someone who knows what it's like being broke. For my entire life, I have pretty much been broke. Like, my parents have been broke. I've almost been kicked out of my house or kicked out of the houses because, we couldn't afford it. Our powers went off before, we couldn't pay our electric bill. I've been through it all. And I'm grateful for every single one of it. In terms of self-improvement, the thing you'll begin to notice is that it's always about the journey rather than like the destination. Okay, the destination does matter for sure, but the journey is what makes it beautiful. And the fact that you start from literally nothing to becoming such an important person in society is like a Rackstar Riches story. And that's one of my biggest goals is to help you guys, and we can all kind of lift each other up. And we can all live that Rackstar Riches life where we first started off in poverty. We were, eating like shit food, like really cheap, disgusting food. We couldn't really do anything well, but then we start to, make a lot of income and we begin to become rich and we get to go to Dubai and we get to do all these crazy things because we went from the lowest of the low to one of the highest of the high. We got into that 10%. That's what we're all doing here. And I want that life for you. Win the life you want. And think of it, all right? It's also the same thing with looks. I talked about height earlier. Going from low to high always shows how grateful for you are for what you have. Whenever you are always a certain way, whether you're rich to rich, you never really feel as grateful as if, you were never like that in the first place. That's how I felt when I went to university. Right now, I live in a room that's very small, full of shit. Like, a lot of my family stuff is in my room. It's so bad living there, but then I go to university, and everything's clean and awesome, and it's like, I'm so grateful for everything I have. I'm grateful for the awesome bed I have, even though it's still a twin-size bed. I'm still grateful that I have a nice bed to sleep in and all that stuff, and it really starts to make you feel that you're grateful for everything that you have. It's a blessing. Look at these weaknesses as a blessing in your life. I am glad I didn't get everything I wanted as a kid. I am glad that I had to work to get the things that I wanted. Now, I'm also grateful that I was in a really bad shape and now I have the physique. I worked really hard at it. I deserved it. We're all going to get there. All of us are going to get there. You will get there. You're working on yourself right now. You've been through the worst of the fucking worst. You've been through all the shit in your life. You haven't, like, everyone's been telling you, oh, you don't have Beats headphones, you don't have AirPods, you have a shitty Android phone, like, you're not cool, how they are in middle school, like, you ain't shit. But then you work on yourself, and then you get on self-improvement, and then you start to work on that business, or you work on your job, your passion, whatever you want to do. Boom, and then your income goes up, and now you finally know what it's like to have the life that you wanted. That will be you. If you're watching this video, If you're watching this video right now, that will be you in the future. We're all going to get there. I'm not there yet. Maybe you can join me on this journey where we can all go up and live the life that we want, win the life that we want. It's only a matter of time. We can't give up now. And honestly, even though I only have like 18 subscribers right now, I am grateful for those 18 people watching my videos right now. I'm so grateful for all of you. And I'm grateful that I lived a pretty tough childhood where I didn't get everything I wanted. Because now, when I do end up winning the life that I want, I will know what it's like to be broke and poor and stressed and full of anxiety, to living a life of gratitude, pleasure, just overall, just quality, like high quality life. And we're all going to get there. I'm grateful that I get to experience the lows and the highs, because that's what makes life interesting, is that we see the worst and the best of ourselves, that we see the worst and the best of life. That's what makes life so interesting, is that we get to experience the worst and the best of everything. So if you're broke right now, if your parents make no money, and you really hate the fact that you can't get everything you want, the fact that you can't get that new iPhone, the fact that you can't get that nice car, but your friends do, your friends have these things, but you don't, and you feel left out, I want you to think about this. Think about your future self here. I hope you guys subscribe. If you guys want to talk about just anything related to self-improvement from a small YouTuber like me, please comment down below. I'll see you guys all next video.